Hello friends, this video on electric circuits part 10 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Please make sure that you have watched all the videos till part 9 before going ahead with part 10. Let us look at the third problem. It says that a galvanometer together with an unknown resistance in series is connected across two identical batteries, each of 1.5 volts. When the batteries are connected in series, the galvanometer records a current of 1 ampere. And when the batteries are connected in parallel, the current is 0.6 ampere. What is the internal resistance of the battery? So that means in this case, we have two scenarios. The first scenario tells that the two cells are connected in series and we have a galvanometer with an unknown resistance in series. Let us call this resistance as R, and this is my galvanometer, such that they are 1.5 volt, 1.5 volts. Right? So in this case, it says that the galvanometer reads a current of 1 ampere. The galvanometer reads 1 ampere. There is another scenario where these two are connected in parallel. So let me draw the second scenario here. This is my second scenario where these two cells are connected in parallel and we have this galvanometer and the unknown resistance. So this is 1.5 volts. This is also 1.5 volts. So in this case, it reads current as 0.6 ampere. So we have to calculate the internal resistance of the battery. Since they are identical batteries, so their internal resistances will also be the same. So we have to calculate the value of R, right? So in this first scenario, what will be the equivalent EMF of the circuit? That will be nothing but the sum of the EMFs, that is E1 plus E2, which is 1.5 plus 1.5, that is 3 volts. And what is the total resistance of the circuit? Total resistance will be external resistance plus internal resistances plus the resistance of the galvanometer, because nowhere it said that the galvanometer doesn't have a resistance, because the galvanometer also has a resistance of its own. So this will be R plus 2R plus RG, right? So what would be the current through this circuit? The current flowing through this circuit would be the equivalent EMF divided by the total resistance, that is 3 divided by R plus 2R plus RG. Now according to the question, this current I is given as 1 ampere. So that means this is equal to 1. So we can see that 3 is equal to R plus 2R plus RG. So this is one expression that we get, right? So let me call this as expression 1, right? So we can also write it as R plus RG is equal to 3 minus 2R. Fine. So now let us forget about the series combination and let us concentrate on the parallel combination. What happens in the parallel combination? In parallel combination, the current flowing through the circuit is again E equivalent divided by the total resistance. So what will be the equivalent resistance in parallel combination? That will be 1.5 volts, because in parallel combination, the resistance is same across each cell. The EMF is same across each cell. So E equivalent will be 1.5, and what will be the total resistance? That will be R plus RG plus R equivalent. This R equivalent is nothing but the equivalent resistance of these two. So what is this R equivalent? R equivalent is nothing but R1 into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. Here R1 and R2 both are equal to R. So this will be R square by 2R which is equal to R by 2. So you can say I is equal to 1.5 divided by R plus Rg plus R by 2. Now here also in the problem it is given that this I is 0.6 ampere. So we can write it as 0.6. So now if we solve this expression, we get 0.6 is equal to 1.5 divided by R plus Rg plus R by 2. Or we can say 0.6 R plus 0.6 Rg plus 0.3 R is equal to 1.5, or 0.6 R plus 0.6 Rg is equal to 1.5 minus 0.3 R, or R plus Rg is equal to 1.5 minus 0.3 R divided by 0.6. So this is equal to 2.5 minus 0.5 R. So this is my expression 2. Now if you compare equation 1 and equation 2, you see that left hand side of both the expressions are same, that is R plus Rg. Here also it was R plus Rg. So we can equate the right hand side. That means we can say that 3 minus 2R is equal to 2.5 minus 0.5 R. So from this we can write 3 minus 2.5 is equal to 2R minus 0.5 R. Or we can say 0.5 is equal to 1.5 R, or R is equal to 0.5 by 1.5, which is 1 by 3, that is 0.333 ohms. So this is the value of the internal resistance. So if you look at this problem carefully, you can see that the main funda, while looking at problems which has multiple source of EMFs, that is multiple number of cells, the main point that you need to remember is when they are in series combination, the equivalent EMF will get added up. When they are in parallel combination, the equivalent EMF across each of them will be the same. And also you have to calculate the net or the total resistance of the circuit, and with the help of this equivalent EMF and total resistance you can calculate the total current that will flow through the circuit. And once you are able to calculate the total current that will flow through the circuit, I think you are almost done with any kind of problem, because the problem will always ask you something which you can calculate by calculating the current flowing through the circuit, right? So now let us look at yet another problem. It says that 3 cells of EMF 2 volts, 1.8 volts and 1.5 volts are connected in series. Their internal resistances are 0.50 ohms, 0.7 ohms and 1 ohms respectively. Okay, so let us draw it simultaneously. I have 3 cells which are connected in series, okay. Let me call them as E1, E2 and E3. The battery is connected to an external resistor via a very low ammeter. What would be the reading of the ammeter? I missed to draw the ammeter. Let us suppose this is ammeter. So there is an ammeter and then you have this external resistance R. So you have to calculate the reading of the ammeter. What does an ammeter do? An ammeter reads current. It measures current. So you have to calculate the value of current. And what are the values that are given? E1 is given as 2 volts. E2 is given as 1.8 volts. E3 is given as 1.5 volts. And also the internal resistances are given as 0.50 ohms, 0.7 ohms and 1 ohm. And the external resistor is given as 4 ohms. So these are the values that are given. So we have to calculate the total current through the circuit. So if you calculate the equivalent EMF through the circuit, what will be it? It will be the sum of the EMFs because it is connected in series. That will be E1 plus E2 plus E3. That is equal to 2 plus 1.8 plus 1.5. That is equal to 5.3 volts. And what will be the total resistance of the circuit? That will be the external resistor R plus the equivalent internal resistance. So the external resistor R plus equivalent internal resistance, which is R1 plus R2 plus R3. So this will be equal to 4 plus 0.050 plus R2 is 0.7 plus R3 is 1. So this comes out to be 5.75 ohms. Therefore, what is the current that will be flowing through the circuit? It will be the equivalent EMF divided by the total resistance in the circuit. So that is 5.3 volts divided by 5.75 ohms. So this comes out to be 0.92 amperes. So this is the amount of current that will flow through the circuit, right? Well, I made a mistake here. Here I have taken R1 as 0.050, but in the problem it was 0.50. So you can either consider it as 0.050 or you can calculate it with this value. Okay, so this is how we solved this problem. So I hope that after solving some 3-4 problems, it is now clear to you how do we approach problems related to grouping of cells in series and parallel combination. So now it is time that we will talk. So till now we were talking only about cells because cell was something which we had not discussed earlier. So now it is time that we will start solving electric circuits. To solve electric circuits, there are certain rules which we generally follow. However, I have told you about many small tricks as well as rules to calculate equivalent resistances, which often helps a lot in solving complicated circuits. But now we will talk about circuits in terms of battery as well as resistances. When you have multiple batteries and multiple resistances in a circuit, how do you solve such complicated circuits? So for that we will study about certain laws like we will have Kirchhoff's law. We will also study about Wheatstone bridge. We will study about the meter bridge, or which is also known as the slide wire bridge. So we will talk about these 2-3 methods and we will solve some circuits. We will try to solve some 4 to 5 circuits and then we will conclude the chapter with some miscellaneous problems. So let us go ahead and look at Kirchhoff's. Thank you. Please visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thank you once again.